So I'm curious, because you've had 30 years of exercising these muscles, living by these principles. Early on, were you ever tempted to equivocate a little bit or to broaden your
No, I'm more
really tight?
apt to equivocate now because I've gotten a little lazier and a little more prosperous and a little fatter. But when you're lean and battle tested and you're coming out and you're carrying 4 guns of bazooka on your back because you just come out of it, and somebody comes near you with something, you're like, no, I'm taking you. I'm going to shoot you in the face, man. I mean, don't even come near me with something. No, because then you're like, you're depending on the principles as your path to get away from the pain. And now when there's no pain, it's like, well, maybe I ought to go along because I don't want to lose all this stuff I built. So maybe I ought to make this stinking mayor happy. And it's like, hell no, this is stupid. I'm going to remember what it was like to fight for the right thing and do the right thing. And I'm going to be kind to the mayor, and I'm going to be kind to the governor, and I'm going to be kind to her. I'm not going to be mean to them. But on the other hand, it's like, no. But it's easier to, one guy said when it comes to wealth as an example, and it goes along with success or wealth, either one is, sometimes you get with success or wealth only the fear of losing it. And that'll cause you to acquiesce on principles more than when you're lean and mean.
Isn't that funny how pain is more motivating than, like, the only times I really start a diet is when my pants stop fitting. Like I should eat healthy all the time, but there's a little pain, the skill, and it's like, why can't I just always do the right thing and stay in it? And there's something about maturity and leadership that we bring that burden on ourselves so that we stay there.
Well, once you kind of can get the track record of when I act on principle, not optics, when I love people well, when I put mission and crusade out front, every time I do that, it works. And every time I don't do it, I bring crap into my life, additional crap, more than just was coming at you to start with. It gets worse, not better. And then even if you're kind of fat and lazy a little bit and stuff starts happening, your brain can activate and you remember from experience, I know what to do here. And so the inner warrior can come back out, and you can get back on the horse and ride again and go, because you go, look, there's the other alternative is I'm going to, by not following principle, by following optics, for example, you're going to make things worse, not better.
I've noticed, I don't know if you did this by design, but you have a lot of accountability around you, especially with our operating board. We talk very transparently with each other. We push on each other. Anytime one of us is getting a little comfortable or equivocating a little bit, the group kind of sucks us back into, our principle is, and we have some uncomfortable conversations, but the net result is
a lot of them, yeah.
We galvanize these principles in each other, and we hold each other to, this is who we said we're going to be and how we're going to operate. Many small business owners don't have that board. That's why we do masterminds and coaching. It's one of the biggest benefits. Yeah. But say a little bit more about the importance of surrounding yourself with these people that are going to help you feel some of that pain, even when you're not feeling it and maybe you're about to make a stupid decision.
Well, turkeys flock, eagles don't. And so if you're an eagle, you've got to purposefully search out other eagles, whether it's a mastermind group that you form or you get in one of ours in Elite, or you get some guys from church and you call it a prayer group. I don't care what you do, but you're going to become who you hang around with. If you run around with a bunch of wusses who equivocate everything and just go along with whatever society tells them to do and shame-based decisions or politically correct decisions, you're going to be one of those. If you want to be bold lion and be out strutting in the street and causing stuff to happen, then you need to be walking with other lions. Because that you can't learn to roar from a canary. They can't teach you that. And so who you going to, the Bible says, be not deceived. Evil company corrupts good habits. You become who you hang around with. And if you want to be a person of integrity, you need to be running around people of integrity. My closest 15 or 20 friends, some of them are in this building in leadership, some of them are out there, but none of them have integrity issues. None of them think it's cute to run down their wife in conversation. None of them are mean, nasty to the people they interact with. None of them are unkind as a way of life. None of them have a filthy mouth. None of them don't read. They all read. Because that's who I want to be. I want to be that guy. And so I'm going to run around with people that are that guy and that gal, and put those people on your leadership team as soon as you can, as soon as you're growing your company. And then in the multitude of counsel, there is safety, the Bible says. And so you're not only going to become who you hang around with, but like during COVID, I would come in here and I would have been to the end of my emotions and I'm ready to just kill somebody. And like Jen Sievertson, our CMO, is always calm. She's the drama extractor. And she's like, okay, Dave, you vented. You feel better now, but you're not really going to do that. And I went, I know, but I needed to have somebody I could say I was going to drop an atom bomb on these people and they won't find the bodies. I needed to have somewhere I could say that.
Safe place to let it out.
And I had to let it out. And then she would just remind me, okay, we're really going to take a step back. We're going to breathe and we're not going to act on that emotion because that would be rash and anger based. But I had to have a room of people and other people did the same thing. I wasn't the only one that was doing that stuff. But we're going to take the same energy from that and exert it to be able to stand on principle, but instead of being rash. And so, put the people around you that can speak truth. And by the way, if you punish them for speaking truth, they'll quit.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, if you embarrass somebody when they tell the truth, and all of a sudden you've got this emperor has no clothes culture, and nobody's going to say what they're actually thinking because you smack people every time they say something.
The group, our operating board is as close to a group of peers as I've ever been around in a business setting. But we've worked at it for 10 years to build that spirit in the room where it's permission to. There's no question that they know I own the place. There's no question Dave is in the room. It tilts the room still, but it doesn't tilt it anywhere near like it used to.
Yeah, but
we've had to really balance that table out. And when people have called me out and getting a good argument with me in that room, sometimes they get to win the argument because they're right and stuff like that. So that's. And when that happens and I don't stand on my stupidity, instead I go, you know what, I think you're right. I think we need, I think I saw that wrong.
Right.
And then that gives somebody else permission to stand up.
Well, you've modeled it. And I think the owner and CEO does have to model this. The group will not get itself there. And it doesn't even matter if they're right, because I've seen you do this where somebody else say something that is attacking your idea. We never attack each other as people, but I mean, they're being brutal about, no, I don't see it the way you see it. And they may be wrong, but you never shame that person for speaking up. In fact, there's times you go, hey, I don't like what you said. I'd appreciate it if you went and did your research before you argue with my point. But I'm glad you said it. Thank you for speaking up. I mean, you've created a culture where you thank people for telling the truth. And that, I know from where I sit, I feel very comfortable saying anything I'm thinking to you.
Yeah.
And it's not going to be a personal, sometimes you put me in my place, I put you in your place on the facts, but there's not like this other personal shaming thing going on.
Well, Pat Lencioni talks about it in the book, The Advantage, which is one of the best theses of a book I've seen ever. And the book is awesome as well. And he's a good friend. But the thesis of The Advantage is a company, an organization, whether it's a family, a company, a church, that can do healthy conflict has a marketplace advantage way beyond product quality, way beyond smart people working on the team. Most people have some smart people on the team. Most people put out a pretty decent product. But you can whip all of them if your internal leadership team, and for that matter, the entire organization, has a playbook to do healthy conflict. And healthy conflict is the only way you create real accountability. It's the only way you can it's the only way I can dial in which of these things that I'm sensing, that I'm feeling are accurate, which of these things this place needs to act on. I've done a lot of stuff by myself, and a lot of it was wrong, And so I quit doing it. It just didn't work. The principle is, in the multitude of counsel, there's safety.